New gun legislation that goes into effect tomorrow will have an impact on gun violence, according to one supporter, Senate Majority Leader Winnie Brinks. Brinks, GRPD Chief Eric Winstrom, and others talked about one facet of those laws at the Boys and Girls Club earlier today. And political reporter Rick Albin is here now with details. Rick.
Susan, the bills passed in the aftermath of the Oxford and MSU shootings will attempt to increase gun safety in a number of ways. The focus this morning was on safe storage.
Law enforcement in Kent County is excellent at responding to gun violence. It's excellent at investigating gun violence, but the truth is that the most important thing we can do is prevent gun violence.
That, says Chief Winstrom, is what he hopes happens as a result of new gun legislation in the state. He, along with Senate Majority Leader Brinks, focused specifically on new gun storage rules that he says, if followed, could have saved at least one life recently in Grand Rapids.
We have had several instances, which I cited here, in Grand Rapids, including a 13-year-old that was killed. That gun was legally possessed. It was just not safely stored. So if this law was in effect, and if it had been followed at that time, it would have been a 13-year-old's life that would have been saved.
The safe gun storage provision of the series of bills passed last year requires weapons to be unloaded and safely stored in a gun safe or have a trigger lock. For her part, Senator Brinks says she has long heard calls from her constituents for more gun regulation. But until last year, those calls were not acted upon.
But now, for the first time in my career, we have finally had the power to answer these calls for change and deliver for the people of Michigan by passing this safe storage law that will make a difference for our children and families.
Brinks says there were multiple factors that allowed this series of bills to be passed, including having majority Democrats rule in Lansing for the first time in decades. That, however, was perhaps only part of the reason that these bills moved as quickly as they did.
The momentum that we saw after Oxford and after MSU were critical to making sure that we had the ability to move these through quickly, to get that conversation very, very focused in a short period of time.
In addition to safe gun storage, other laws prohibit those convicted of domestic violence from possessing a gun, universal background checks on all weapons purchases, and red flag or extreme risk protection orders that would allow law enforcement to take guns from someone who may be having a mental health crisis and may be in danger of harming themselves or someone else. If you live in Grand Rapids and are in need of a gun lock, they're free and available at your local neighborhood association office or at Grand Rapids Police Department headquarters. Brian?